Today, we're jumping straight into Altus's Q3 updates.
Huh.
That covers July through to September 2025.
Yep.
We want to give you that complete picture of their momentum.
We've got the source material right here. I have to say, looking through it, this quarter wasn't just, busy. It was genuinely challenging. The sheer range of things they tackled, from navigating tricky regulations to some really heavy-duty engineering, it's all in here.
Absolutely. And the front cover of their newsletter, it really sets the scene, doesn't it?
It does.
Gives us 4 key highlights straight off the bat. Kind of signals where the big wins were. We see AVM, that's Aviation Embracing Drones.
All right, future tech.
Altus shining at the Golden Bull Awards 2025.
Recognition, always good.
And this massive team effort title, all hands on deck for Hakuryu 16.
Suggests a big operational push.
And finally, AOGM Altus Oil Gas Malaysia, recognized for safety excellence.
So you've got innovation, awards, operations, and safety. That's a strong mix.
Yeah. And the headline they chose, Making Space for Progress. It seems that directly points to that big, heavy cargo removal they did at Johor Port.
It does. And that headline itself suggests, high-stakes work done successfully. A lot packed into just the cover.
Okay, let's unpack this then. First up, the leadership driving a lot of this, especially the operational side. Puan Saliza, she's the head of operations for AOGM.
Right. And her background is interesting. It's not the typical oil and gas path.
Yeah, I noticed that. Tell us more.
Well, she started out in, general shipping and logistics, worked with a Norwegian company. That's where she really learned the ropes of operational efficiency, the fundamentals.
Yeah.
So she didn't just land in the complex world of offshore logistics. She kind of grew into it. She was branch manager down in Johor before taking on the head of ops role about 4 years back.
And it seems the projects she's leading now really define her impact. She specifically mentioned the work with Japan Drilling Co., the ongoing support for Hakuryu 16, which followed Hakuryu 11 back in 2022.
Exactly. And this isn't just about moving equipment around. It's complex, international, highly regulated logistics.
That seems to be the key point, right?
It really is. It shows AOGM isn't just a mover. They're a partner navigating that whole tricky regulatory landscape. Puan Saliza's team had to manage, everything. Work permits, the complexities of tax for foreign crew members,
Wow.
making absolutely sure everything lined up with local rules. In offshore, handling that non-physical complexity, that's often where the real value lies. That's the differentiator.
And her leadership philosophy seems to stem directly from that kind of high-pressure environment. She really hammers home that safety and compliance are, non-negotiable, the bedrock.
Yeah, and how do they maintain that? It's through clear, standardized procedures, regular audits, and ongoing training. It might sound a bit rigid, but that's what builds reliability.
And clients value that reliability above almost anything else.
Precisely. She shared a really good story, too, that kind of puts a human face on it. During a critical phase of the Hakuryu project, they needed some key approvals. Problem was, it fell over a public holiday.
Oh, right. Nightmare scenario for schedules.
Could have been. But instead of just waiting and potentially delaying things, the team just stepped up, worked right through the holiday, got the paperwork sorted. That kind of commitment, going beyond the contract, that's what builds trust.
That really says a lot about the culture she's building there. So, looking ahead, what are her priorities?
Pretty clear. Keep raising operational standards, really lean into technology, invest in her team's growth, and focus more on sustainability. It sets a good framework for what else happened in Q3.
Okay, let's follow that thread then. Technology and high standards. Let's shift to Altus Aviation Services, AVM. What's happening there?
Right, AVM. 2 main things jump out from the update. Building knowledge and managing their assets effectively.
Okay, knowledge first.
Yeah, they're working closely with their plantation clients. They took part in this bagworm census training program with MPOB, that's the Malaysian Palm Oil Board, in Johor and Perak.
So hands-on stuff.
Very hands-on. It feeds directly into improving their integrated pest management, their IPM strategies. Basically, better data from the ground helps them provide smarter solutions from the air.
Makes sense. And the asset side?
They got the green light from CM, the Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia, for a new wet lease application. It's for the RPR 804 helicopter.
Oh, okay.
That chopper is expected back in action in October. So it shows they're focused on keeping their operational capacity up for their partners. Continuity.
And connecting back to Puan Saliza's point about embracing tech, AVM's moving into drones now, right? Organically.
Yes, exactly. Organically is the key word. Mr. Amon, he's an operation executive there, earned his Remote Pilot Certificate of Competency, the RCOCB.
So building in-house skills.
Precisely. Not just buying drones, but building the expertise to use them for really precise data-heavy aerial work. That's a smart foundational investment for where things are headed.
Definitely. And they're balancing tech growth with people growth, too.
Seems so. Mr. Haruz, who's the ground support and safety manager, he participated in the Palm Oil Leadership Series, POLES. That reinforces their commitment to being leaders within that specific, very important industry.
Okay, so that covers aviation. Now let's dive into the real hub of Q3 activity, it seems. Johor. High volume, high precision stuff.
Yeah, Johor was clearly buzzing, and it kicks off with collaboration. Right at the start of July, AOGM Mr. Zulfadli represented them, held a big stakeholder meeting.
Who was involved?
Johor Port Berhad's OIMR department, various vendors, clients. The goal was basically to get everyone on the same page about safety and timelines before the major work started. Smart planning.
Essential planning, probably.
Yeah.
Then came the actual execution on that huge Hakaru 16 project.
Right. And the updates show constant coordination meetings with JPB, Anios, Franklin Offshore. Plus, the team, folks like Mr. Luthville and Mr. Izzat, they handled all the immigration compliance smoothly. It wasn't just moving things, it was managing the whole process.
Logistical guardianship, you call that.
Yeah, that fits. And the sheer scale of the physical work, which brings us neatly to that headline project, the Johor Port crane removal, making space for progress.
Right. So what was the goal here?
Strategic infrastructure upgrade, basically. They had to remove 2 old key cranes, CC7 and CC8, to clear the way for new, bigger, more efficient ZPMC cranes, critical for the port's future capacity.
And the execution. That's where the risk lies in these jobs.
Flawless, according to the report. 0 safety incidents across the whole operation. And this ran from mid-August to early September. Huge credit to the team.
Who were the key players?
Mr. Nazir was the project manager leading the planning. Mr. Daniel was the site supervisor managing things on the ground.
And behind the scenes.
A whole coordination team, including Puransaliza herself, Mr. Shirel, Mrs. Hazwani, and Mr. Zulfadli. They were managing the big picture timing barge moves with tides, welding, the heavy lifts, all within a busy live port.
A 0 incident record on something like that?
Yeah.
That's massive.
It's huge. Strategically, it de-risks Altus massively for future big-ticket projects. That's the real takeaway for their business development. Proven capability under pressure.
Beyond those huge projects, Johor also seemed busy with more specialized tasks.
Definitely. They highlighted successful specialized logistics work, like handling the temporary export and then re-import customs clearance for a large transformer for ATT transport. Mr. Ridwan led that one. On September 6th, they coordinated loading an 800-ton wire reel onto a barge.
800 tons.
800 tons. Just imagine the planning, the precision needed for that kind of heavy lift, coordinating tugs and barges. That really set the stage for more heavy loading over the next couple of weeks.
And they had challenges beyond just the weight, didn't they? Weather.
Yeah, the report mentions coordinating more massive wire reel loading across both Johor Port and Tanjung Langsat between the 7th and 9th of September, despite heavy rain and strong currents.
So pushing through difficult conditions to keep things on track.
Exactly. Shows that commitment again. And then there was the safe lift of a rescue boat, which Mr. Harold Azro coordinated, shows their range.
And a T&I campaign, too.
Yeah.
Transportation and installation.
Yes, for the FPSO MTC Ladang. This was for their client, Vestigo. AOGM coordinated the tow from offshore, OPL Johor, all the way to the MMHE yard, and then managed the critical berthing at Johor Port. That requires serious technical skill and coordination.
A lot going on. Anything else major in Johor?
Just to round it out, they mentioned successful pipe loading for a vessel called BBC Jade, handling quite a volume from different sources, and also this interesting night moves operation at Tanjung Langsat.
Night moves.
Yeah, preparing for a data center module discharge specifically scheduled overnight. Again, specialized high-stakes work requiring careful planning. Johor was definitely the operational core this quarter.
Okay, let's shift focus a bit regionally. What was happening up in Bintulu?
Bintulu had a really complex project completion with Burley and McDermott around July 23rd.
What made it so complex?
They were handling backload activities that's bringing cargo back from offshore for 3 different vessels pretty much simultaneously.
3 at once. Wow.
Yeah. You had the DSV Van Gogh, which needed a massive 300-ton crane. then the BW63 needing a 200-ton crane, and the Express 85, which involved tricky cargo handling and also signing off crew members.
That sounds like logistical juggling on a grand scale.
It really does. Needs incredible coordination, getting the right cranes in place, managing vessel movements, all under pressure. Mr. Adam and Mr. Adelsham were highlighted for leading that effort.
And sticking with Bintulu, there was also a safety audit.
Yes, the Petronas Eye Care Audit. It focused specifically on things like chemical handling, general HSE procedures, and their emergency response readiness.
So proactively checking their systems.
Exactly. It shows they're constantly working to strengthen that operational discipline, not just, reacting when something happens, building on success.
Okay, let's broaden out again. What about commercial visibility? Were they out and about in the industry?
Yes, they made sure to be seen. They were present at several key industry events during Q3.
Which ones?
Let's see, SOGCE 2025, that's the Sabah Oil, Gas, and Energy Conference. IEW 2025, International Energy Week, which had a big focus on clean energy this year.
Relevant.
Very. Also, LOGISYM 2025, the Logistics Symposium. Discussions there were around digital supply chains, sustainability, security, and specifically the JSSEZ, the Johor Singapore Special Economic Zone.
Okay, hitting the key themes.
And they were also at Oil and Gas Asia, OGA 2025, standard networking, keeping feelers out for innovation. It shows they're actively tracking where the industry is going.
And speaking of innovation, what about AFM fulfillment? Any updates there?
Yes, a concrete step towards automation. They've introduced an e-commerce auto bagger packaging machine.
Auto bagger.
Yeah. Sounds like it automatically bags items for e-commerce orders. It's in the testing phase now, but they expect full-scale operations to start in October. That could really boost their speed and efficiency for fulfillment clients.
Interesting tech application.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the engine room, the support services, the people, safety. QHSE was clearly a focus.
Absolutely central. July was particularly busy on that front. They held their Q2 HSSE meeting and rolled out specific safe handling of chemicals training in Bintulu and Labuan.
Tying safety back to the operations.
Directly. Ms. Delilah from the QHSE team actually participated in the risk assessment workshop for that MTC Ladang offshore T&I project we mentioned earlier.
So embedding safety right in the planning stage.
That's best practice, mitigating risk before you even start the work.
And the big validation came from Hess, right? The award.
That was the highlight, yes. AOGM received the 2024 Logistics Environment, Health, and Safety EHS Award from Hess. Crucially, it recognized them for being lost-time injury-free, LTI-free, and for operational excellence.
That LTI-free status. That really backs up what Puan Salizo was saying about culture.
It absolutely does. It's tangible proof of their system working. And they didn't stop there. They also did an internal audit at AFF and carried out vehicle inspections across 8 different regions.
Regions? Wow.
Yeah, Kota Baru, Kuala Terengganu, Kemaman, Kota Kinabalu, Labuan, Johor Bahru, Bintulu, and Miri. Making sure all the equipment everywhere meets those high HSE standards. It's the groundwork that enables those big wins.
Okay, what about the digital side, IT strategy?
Progress there, too. They officially kicked off Phase 2 of their big Odoo project.
Odoo, that's their ERP system, right?
Exactly. Phase 2 is focused on improving HR functions, things like appraisals and recruitment, plus streamlining sales order processes, travel requests, contract management, making the internal workings smoother.
Smart systems supporting the external work.
Right. And they're definitely looking ahead. Mr. Hamirul, who heads up IT, went to the ASEAN AI Summit 2025.
AI.
Very. He was specifically looking at the ASEAN Responsible AI Roadmap, which runs from 2025 to 2030. So they're not just thinking about tomorrow's tech, they're positioning themselves for AI integration over the next 5 years plus, proactive, not reactive.
That's forward thinking.
Yeah.
Now let's talk people achievements. The Golden Bull Award win sounds significant.
It is. They won in the Outstanding SMEs category, which is interesting, right? Because they handle these massive international projects, but winning an SME award suggests they still have that agility, that focused drive.
Yeah, keeps them grounded maybe.
Could be. And the report made a point of saying the win belongs to every single one of you Altusians, really emphasizing that it's a collective effort.
Nice touch. What about learning and development?
Pretty active quarter there. They ran these Thursday talks with Percaso covering employee benefits and well-being, things like rehab treatment and even a Tolak Gula or reduced sugar campaign.
Practical stuff.
Yeah. And also a Power Up Your Sales program for 21 people, which even included participants from the Galur Ungle group, so building external connections too.
And leadership training.
They concluded their leadership development program. The final session focused on those crucial soft skills, building bankable relationships and mastering conscious, intentional communication. That was for 12 senior leaders and branch managers.
Investing in communication at the top. Smart.
Vital. And finally, the team grew. They welcomed 10 new people across different spots. Kimaman, Kota Damansara, Klabuan.
Good sign of growth.
Definitely. And they finished the quarter with a nice community touch. The Altus Care Initiative sponsored over 50 locals in the Bintulu Marathon. The Bintulu team even ran the 6K challenge together.
Building team spirit and community connection.
Exactly. And sponsoring the Cobra Rugby Club, supporting local sports and teamwork. Plus, celebrating Hari Merdeka and Hari Malaysia across all regions, reinforcing that message of unity and resilience.
Wow. Okay, what a quarter. I mean, it really feels monumental when you lay it all out.
It does.
From winning that Golden Bull Award to pulling off that incredibly complex, high-precision crane removal in Johor, to strategically weaving in drone tech and exploring AI capabilities, it just feels like a period of really high-impact results.
Absolutely, across the board.
So we really want to give a final enthusiastic shout-out, I guess, to everyone at Altus for the operational excellence, the unity. It was all clearly on display.
Here, here.
Keep that momentum going, fly high as we head into the last quarter of 2025. Thank you for tuning into this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.